Just now, this alien monster crouched down and placed its palm on the ice. Then a red glow lit up from its palm and the frozen lake started to melt from the heat. Within seconds, a girl's silhouette appeared beneath the thick vapor. Monster reached into the water and pulled Judy out. The family immediately surrounded the cold girl and wept with joy.
Can you do something so we don't freeze?
Then Monster slowly raised its arm and released a gentle, warm breeze. Under the monster's protection, they made it through the night safe and sound. They didn't know this alien monster was the culprit who destroyed the space station earlier. It's slaughtering humans on the station like a cold-blooded machine. Then the station was totally wiped out. Countless escape pods and pieces of the station got sucked into an unknown black hole. After a jump, they ended up in this strange galaxy. The next morning, Mom curiously touched the first alien monster she'd ever seen. It stood still and acted completely gentle. She examined it and realized it wasn't born. It was built. When cautious Dad asked where it came from, Will guessed it might have lost its memory in the crash. Just then, Monster suddenly started moving. It walked to the ice and blasted heat, slowly sinking beneath the frozen lake, then carved out a tunnel through the ice. Dad used the ship to pump the water out, and Monster turned into a full-on nanny, evaporating the leftover moisture bit by bit. Now that the ship could fly again, Dad decided to search for other survivors who'd landed on this planet. They first came to the crash site of the monster's ship. Curious, Mother took the father inside to study the ship, and found the ship's interior surprisingly advanced. After poking around for a while, they couldn't figure out how to power it up, until the robot monster outside accidentally touched a piece of the wreckage. Suddenly something clicked. The ship's systems came alive. Standing at the console, Mom saw a map of the planet. What shocked her was, they weren't in the Milky Way anymore. Outside, Robot started regaining its memory. It saw flashes of itself slaughtering humans on the space station, and Will saw it too after accidentally touching the same wreckage. Panicked, Will stared at the robot in horror. Then he turned and ran away in frustration. Kid sprinted deep into the forest but was soon found by the robot monster.
Was that you? Why did you attack us? Help me!
The monster just stood there silent and still.
You really don't remember. But you're not like that anymore. You're not like that. Are you?
Will wanted to test something. He let the monster raise its right hand, and the robot obeyed. Then he told it to raise the left hand, and it did the same. Will thought for a second, then told it to turn around. Monster followed the command, and right in front of it was a terrifying cliff. Will ordered it to walk forward. Without hesitation, Monster lifted its foot to step off the edge. Will quickly stopped it. Will finally knew what the robot truly meant. Monster crouched down. Will finally chose to trust it. At that moment, they officially became inseparable friends. As they returned through the forest to meet up with his parents, something suddenly fell from the sky. Will picked it up and realized it was a massive gemstone. Then thousands more came pouring down like a rainstorm. The gems were razor sharp, tearing apart everything they touched. So Monster reached out its arm to shield Will from the gem's rain.